we need to talk about yoga and Pilates and these isometric controlled hold bar. This is not strength training. Isometric is phenomenal. In fact, they looked at all the different types of exercise and how it impacts blood pressure. We don't want to overdo it, right? We don't want to tear tissues and blow out our adrenals. And so you have to find what works best for you. This is where we have to basically be able to express a burst of energy and then quiet down. This is going to do a lot of things for our cardiovascular system, for our nervous system, for our musculoskeletal system, for our bones. This is going to help us react quickly when we maybe fall down, right? Fall prevention. Do those fast twitch muscles react the way we need them to? This is really important as we get older, and falls and hip fractures are the kiss of death. So we want them strong and we want them reactive. We don't just want strong and these slow controlled lifts. We want strong and reactive. We want fast reaction times. We want explosiveness when we need it. So if we do need to hustle, not just like keep a nice clip for a, little jog to run after the prey. I'm talking, we have to haul ass away from the tiger. Like that's what these fast twitch powerful explosive movements are for. Okay. And then lastly, we need to talk about yoga and Pilates and these isometric controlled hold. Bar would be in there. People ask me a lot about bar. This is not strength training. This is asking your body to derive tension throughout your body, which is very important for a lot of reasons. I think most notably, it is important for learning how to harness your body, to trust your body more, to be able to engage it when needed. Like you need to get up off the floor, or you need to, and not just in explosive movements, like you need to be able to have long sustained holds potentially, and to learn to tension your body. When you know how to tension your body, then you can start lifting heavy weights, and you don't get to lift heavy weights until you know how to tension your body. So I think the two go together really beautifully. This is nervous system regulation. This is isometric. Isometric is phenomenal. In fact, they looked at all the different types of exercise and how it impacts blood pressure, and isometric holds. So like a wall sit, for instance, where you go up against the wall and you sit into a seated position and you hold there. Pilates and bar have a lot of isometrics. Some types of yoga do. This really matters when we're talking about preventing injuries, just overall. I think of this more as rehab than anything else. So if you want to put it in that category, like you're going to build the muscle, you're going to do the explosive movements, you're going to do all the things. This is sort of your rest and digest, if you will, but you're still being active. So active recovery, you could call it. I know that's not exactly how all the gym guys are going to say it, but I think of Pilates and yoga and bar whilst challenging also an active recovery type of thing. And if done right, especially Pilates, we can get those little intrinsic muscles of the spine fired up so that they work together with the bigger muscles. And this is how we prevent injury. This is how we avoid disc herniations. This is how we have spinal segmentation movement, and we can trust our bodies more. I see a lot of women who just do Pilates. And while maybe these lean, lanky women doing Pilates look beautiful on, their Instagrams, I want to be resilient AF. And so I'm going to integrate Pilates with my strength training. Because what's the point? What's the point of having this beautiful body if you can't do any push-ups and you can't deadlift your body weight and you can't do any squats for weight? Like, what's the point, right? You're kind of useless. Like, you need to be helpful in society. And that might mean being able to lift something heavy up off of someone you love. So we got to do the strength training too, right? And we want to make sure that our hips are mobile, but also quick to respond and strong, because we have to have lots of ambulation. So they're just lubed up, right? So these are the 4 quadrants. This is really what I'm getting at when I say that Pilates isn't enough, or strength training isn't enough, or zone 2 isn't the end all be all. We need all of it. And I hear from different influencers who say, oh, you just need to work out once a week. You just do it really slow. Or I've got this fancy machine where I just do everything really slow with high tension. Like there's these AI workout machines. That's all well and good, but I want my body to respond to the things that life is going to throw at me. And life isn't always going to be a well-controlled AI environment, or a Pilates reformer, or a squat rack, or, a treadmill. Life is going to throw curveballs at us, and I want to be able to respond to all of them. That's why this matters. So We want to prevent injuries. We want to enhance our rehabilitation. We want to improve our nervous system. We want hormetic hits, which are these small stressors that our body can endure. We want to rest and recuperate in between. We can't be doing these all stacked on top of each other. We want to lower our blood pressure. We want our hormones happy. We don't want to overdo it, right? We don't want to tear tissues and blow out our adrenals. And so you have to find what works best for you. But I wanted to explain all 4 of these. Well, our bonus being walking, that's kind of the non-negotiable. I don't think of that as exercise. I think of that like drinking water and breathing air and eating food. Like you have to walk. Okay. So that's not exercise. That's just your added bonus of being a human being that ambulates upright. But the others are things that we need to incorporate. And when you think back, at least when I was a kid, I'm sorry to the younger generations who really had shoddy PE at school, but maybe in other countries, they still have cool PE, but in PE, it was really varied. We did a lot of varied things, and some kids were really good at one thing and really terrible at another, but we just kept doing them. And kids might hate, like, oh man, we're going to whine and complain about today's activity. I really just tried to embrace all of it because I thought, I want to be good. I want to be a good human, right? And then I look at my husband, who's just a natural born athlete. Everything he does, for the most part, everything he does so with such ease and grace when it comes to physicality. And it's really hot. Like it's a super hot thing to see and to behold. And there's some things he's not solid at, and there's some things he's not as good at, but he can work on them and he can get there. But he always says, like, I'm just a natural born athlete. I just know how to move. And I think it's not that he's a natural born athlete. Maybe, I mean, there is something to that, but also he's been on a farm his whole life and he's always moved. He always moves. He always works with his body somehow. So he might be climbing in underneath an excavator to get a filter. He might be doing something on top. He might be climbing on the roof of the barn. He might be scaling a rope. I don't know. He's always doing crazy shit, but he stays physical and he has that physicality about him, and that's going to help him not age as fast as those of us who might be more stagnant and have desk jobs and sit in front of artificial lights. So we have to make up for that with our 4 quadrants in the gym. So I hope that's helpful. If you guys like this, please let me know. You guys can email me at podcast@drtyna.com. I would love if you would go rate, review, and subscribe. Go follow me on YouTube if you want to watch the video versions of this. Send it out to your friends and family because I still think there's a lot of confusion. People really want to get hung up on one thing about what the influencers are saying, or maybe they found something they like, and there's that old adage of do the exercise that you like. I don't think that's the end of the story. I think we actually should be doing the exercise we don't like. And so we need to be hitting all 4 of these quadrants if we want to be a good and strong human. You are tuned into the Dr. Tyna Show with Dr. Tyna Moore. For more, visit drtyna.com. On this episode of the Dr. Tyna Show, The Quick and Dirty, I am going to present to you my insanely simple guide to fat loss, longevity, and fitness. And we're going to be discussing the 4 quadrants of exercise as I see them. I get questions all the time from super confused people.